allowed this government to get away too far with too many things. You still want to say, and especially those who are not paying attention to what is going on and allow themselves to be carried away over material things and faces and all sorts of things. I'm telling you again, don't worry with face. Worry with the man with the heart who can do what he says he will do, and a man who will ensure that Guyana go in the right direction and being recognized by the world. Many of you don't know, but ask some of our colleagues who are traveling. Those places don't have the respect for us that they ought to. Once you're a Guyanese and they find that there is somewhere in a government office or some link or whatever information they have, they're pulling you in, they're questioning you, and they're treating you with that level of coerciveness or intimidation or whatever it is their agenda. Because why? Because of this government, of what they're accepting, what they're tolerating, and what they're allowing to happen. And we need to stop it. And the only way we stop it, come September 4th, vote for the APNU. My people, don't allow yourself to be fooled with these fancy flags. Don't allow yourself to be fooled by persons who you see parading, moving, and going all up and down. Don't allow yourself to be fooled by your colleagues who may tell you how much they're in receipt of for wearing the jersey and collecting this and collecting that. Please stay clear of those type of arrangements. Please stay clear of those type of arrangements. You have one opportunity, and the opportunity is now. If you don't do it now, this opportunity will not present itself again. You're asking for a better Guyana. You're asking for a Guyana for all. You're asking for a Guyana that we know, one people, one nation, one destiny. And in your asking for the time that you've been going through, your trials and tribulations, and all this discrimination, God has answered your prayer. He has brought a man who came all the way through, who have spent his life in politics, in maintaining his integrity, preserving his character. A man who walked the streets, a man who knows the roots, a man who can relate to you at all levels. But yet still, you allow yourself to be influenced by persons who got more money, who could give you a bread, who could make you eat a food, and all these types of things. You don't need such person. You need a man who can teach you to build your strength, to build your capacity, and to stand independently. A man who can make sure that you're safe in your homes. A man who can make sure that you've been treated with respect, recognized with your qualifications. A man who can make sure that system in place to give you an opportunity equal as those who may be more brighter than you. And that man is Compton Aubrey Norton. I decided to step up to be a part of the APNU because I recognize the leadership. I knew him for years. I know the person, and I know what he stands for. I know among his teams are very, very dedicated persons, persons with character, and persons who know what it is to work as a team. I came on this team to give that support and let us all hands together, put our shoulder and our thoughts together to ensure that we can able to make Guyana a better place for all. So, Bagotville, there's no need for you to be worried. There's no need for you to be thinking that what next? You will be have to worry or where you're going to place your ex coming September 1st. It is nowhere than the palm. As my colleagues before me said, we're going to palm them out. We're going to palm them out. So thank you for listening to me. God bless you. Good night, Bagotville.
If you think I'm foolish, ain't nobody waiting. I'm voting on you. No one else but I do. You could come with contract, money and distraction, but I ain't gonna lose my mind just to please them faction. I'm voting on you. No one else but I do. They tell me, sign here, let me make you a boss.
Where's the bomb?
Too much people now living at a loss. What's the use of a check if you can't sleep at night? When you bound to give it back before the morning light. I raising my children with purpose and pride. Not for quick deals and secrets I got to hide. They could call me stubborn, say I ought to swear, but I know what I stand for come election day. If you think I'm foolish, I nobody plating. I voting on you, no one else but I do. You could come with contract, money and distraction, but I ain't gonna sell my soul for no one's satisfaction. I voting on you, no one else but I do.
Yes, we're bombing them out. I must apologize to Mr. Paul Williams for his introduction, retired Deputy Commissioner. Our next speaker hails from the village of Stanleytown, Mr. Isaiah Singh.
Ready time to remove the cuss. Ready time to remove the cuss. Ladies and gentlemen, Guyana massive. The time done reach. We ready time to remove the cuss. Them copy with plans, but always spin round. Talk about progress.
Region 3!
People still down.
Region 3! Are you ready? Are you ready? Remember what we say. For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. I said for Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. We had enough. You remember the late Desmond Knight said, enough is enough. It is time for a change to take place in this cooperative Republic of Guyana. It is time for us to understand that we are in the season of change. I said we're in the season of change. The book of Proverbs 29:18 says, without a vision, they perish. Without a vision, the people perish. The PPPC government has no vision. If they had vision, the only place that have a technology that no other country had
of is that we are building concoction roads and collapsible roads. We have a new technology in Guyana. You see, the PPP put their friends, family, and favorite first. And this is a time that we gotta change what is happening. We gotta change the narrative that is taking place in this country. And we gotta decide that we are the agent of that change. Come 1st of September 2025, we're gonna palm them out. I said we're gonna palm them out. We're gonna palm them out. You see, we got to understand that the PPP is for a set of elites. Then what do they mean by one Guyana? One set of people enjoying the wealth of this nation. It is time for change to take place in Guyana. You know the word vision means we need to plan. We need to understand. We have to have good thinkers in our nation. And I can tell you that in this nation today, we have a man that have risen from the ranks of the PNCR. His name is Aubrey Compton Norton. He have risen. He have stand up. He is a person that God have chosen in this time and season to bring about a change in this nation. Check and see what is going on in our nation today. Only the people that are looking in a particular with a particular hair are heading agencies in Guyana. Check and see. The people with a certain amount of association are heading agencies in Guyana. And another set of people are left undone. It is time for this to change. We are a nation, a cooperative republic, one people, one nation, and one destiny. That means that every person in this country must have equal opportunity, must enjoy the wealth of this nation, not an elite. You see, when a nation doesn't have vision, the people perish. Because I traveled down West Coast and I was checking for a certain university, but I could not find it. We have people that are leading this nation that their qualifications are questionable. But we have a leader in the form of Aubrey Compton Norton that his qualification speak volume. You see, we got to understand how nations are ruled and how changes are taking place. Because the word of God says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, to everything there's a time and there's a season. I said there's a time and a season. And this season that we are in is a season of change in the nation of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. I don't know where to get the phrase one Guyana. You see, everything that they inherit, they throw it aside. Anything that is associated with a PNCR, they like to put it aside. The only time this government play patriotic song is when Venezuela giving a problem. That is the only time they know about patriotic songs. They are no patriots. We got to understand the nation that we're in and the people who are governing this nation. You see, our slogan, and we mean what we say, Dr. Campbell, we mean it. For Guyana to grow and prosper, PPP must go. We got to see the last of them. This election is about change. It's about bringing in and ushering a new era in this cooperative Republic of Guyana. We have to understand that we are not visionless. We have a plan for this nation and the people. You see, the PPP put their family, friends, and favorite, but the APNU government is putting the people first. They are not concerned about the human capital of this nation of Guyana. They are concerned with their family, friends, and favorite, and their bank account. This got to change. We got to enjoy the wealth of this nation. And that's why I am saying today, what I'm doing is not for me. It's for my children, grandchildren, and I'm doing it for you because I want to see you enjoy a better life. I want to see your children enjoy a better life. Guyana wealth is for every single person. We got to understand this government that will take office on the 1st and after 1st of September will put the people first. And that is the APNU led government by Aubrey Compton Norton. We will have good jobs. Not a set of elite people only getting a certain job that they don't have the qualification for. The only qualification they have is a party card. But thank God for the APNU government. You have the qualification, you have the intelligence, you have the experience and the common sense. You will be promoted. Whether you're Indian or whether you're Afro-Guyanese, we are a party, a multi-ethnic party. You see, for us to have good governance is talking about restoring and rebuilding transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability in this nation, in this government, is a foreign language. The rule of law is disregarded. And we, as a people of this cooperative Republic of Guyana, we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta bring about a change in this nation with our vote on the 1st of September. This government, led by Aubrey Compton Norton, will make sure that every Guyanese have a livable income. You can live on the income that you get. Because we are people putting the people first. And if we are putting the people first, you must enjoy a better life. I cannot understand when they drive down Regent Street and see all those people that are lying on the pave. How do they feel? They don't have a heart. But thank God for a party, the APNU coalition, who will make sure that those people have a better place to live. PPP is governing with incompetence and corruption. Imagine the legislative arm of the government. You cannot say the word corruption. We got to understand that in this country, the word corruption in every office, every ministry. In closing, this government is building hospital. That's why I tell you they don't have vision. You're building hospital and you don't have doctors and nurses. You don't have equipment. What kind of visionless government do we have? That's why we are saying they don't have a plan. If you're planning to build hospitals, you have to plan for doctors and nurses and equipment. Guyana, people that are here, APNU have a well-qualified candidate, presidential candidate, a prime ministerial candidate, and a vice president that is incorruptible. They don't have a problem with the law. They are law-abiding citizens. You check the PPP. The president got 9 fraud charges. 19 fraud charges. 19. And he is president. My God. We need a change in this country. I thank you very much.
If you think I'm foolish, ain't nobody playing. I vote in APNU. No one else but APNU. You could come with contract, money and distraction, but I ain't gonna lose my mind just to please them faction. I vote in APNU. No one else but APNU. No. They tell me, sign here, let me make you a
Bagotville, let's make some noise. What Mr. Singer just said, it's all correct. And we know that. And it's all factual. Our next speaker will be Mr. Trevor Chichester.
Ready time to remove the cuss. I'm evil. Ready time to remove the cuss. I'm evil. Ladies and gentlemen, Guyana massive. The time done reach. We ready time to remove the cuss. I'm evil. Them copy with plans, but always spin round. Talk about progress, but the people still down.
Good night, Bagotville. No. This is sung as though anybody they hear. Good night, Bagotville. Yeah, that's more like it. It's an honor to be standing and be speaking to you this evening as a candidate for the APNU. But more importantly, I am extremely proud to be a student and mentee of the man who has risen above the chatter and the noise, the challenge
and hardships of this country to be a leader worthy of the title His Excellency. I am speaking of none other than our next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Mr. Aubrey Hampton Norton. Like many others, I am not here to make a name for myself, but to bring vision and humility. I was born into poverty, but my parents were exemplary in their honesty. It is their honest example, and that of the many mothers of our candidates on our list, that has guaranteed that not one of us has sanctions against our names. My parents taught me about who I am. My heritage is a blend, and some might say it leaves me without a singular culture. But I see myself as a true Guyanese, one that has within him the blood of the three main continents that have shaped the culture of Guyana. But from as a childhood, I was defined by the color of my skin, and so they called me an African Guyanese. This is not insulting, but something I cherish, because the African spirit is one of excellence. It is one of achievement, one of persistence, and one of endurance. And I am proud to be identified with the community. The pride I feel grows even stronger tonight, knowing that this community, Bagotville, is the birthplace of the emancipation celebration in Guyana. In 1952, when your ancestors, Bagotville, decided to honor their past, they were celebrating the giants on whose shoulders our democracy is built. They were also deliberately organizing an event that they hope will remind us of where we came from. Not just that we were slaves, not just that we were in chains, but that we rebelled against the chains and overcame. Our foreparents could have refused to fight. They could have accepted defeat, but their spirit of freedom, their ancestral heritage of being masters of their own destiny, will not let them give up so easily. How fitting is it then that we should be reminded of this at this time? A time when some friends, family, favorites, and flatterers of the PPP, enablers of our oppressors, now come to our communities with empty promises, chains of promises of a contract here and a contract there. Nothing substantial to transform your lives. They are forgetting to tell you that they need your vote so that they can live a luxurious life, and then they will employ you after to mow their lawn, to cut their grass. But I want to remind you of this. Look at Coffee standing at the tall at the square of the Revolution, as if to say to us that we ought not to forget who we are, that we ought not to forget our worth. Remember the monument of Gershom Onesimus Brown. It once stood tall not too far from here. He was a survivor of World War I. Somebody told me that the monument was removed. But he reminds all of the people of Bagotville and all of Guyana that we are strong and that we can survive anything if we decide to stand up and fight for our rights. Now, therefore, is not the time to give up nor to give in. You know, in primary school, I was taught this idiom. It says, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Here's the reality, Bagotville. This is our moment, Guyana. On September 1st, 2025, we have the opportunity to take hold of that bird that is We have the opportunity to take hold of our future. and to change the trajectory of our growth and to bring endless prosperity to your home, to your family, to your community, to all of Guyana. Now I know that they will come and they will promise a little thing, but the people that they represent are not honest people. This village, Bagotville, is built on community and trust. Therefore, how can you trust those people who lie to your face? Hear what? They will say things like the APNU has never done anything. Yet we built the Bagotville sluice for $83 million. And this was done in 2018, 2019. They will say that we did nothing. Yet it was the APNU who built Pig Pens in cooperation with the Inner Community Development Council. We started the construction of the Westminster Secondary School to the tune of $1 billion Guyana dollars. And this, Priya like to say that they secured the funding. It was we who renegotiated it with the World Bank after we took office. We didn't have all money, but we didn't sit on our hands. So imagine what we will do when we take government now after you vote for us on September 1st. The evidence is clear. The APNU is not a party of complainers, but a party of action for the people. And come September 1st, when you take hold of this opportunity to change your life for the better by voting for APNU, we will make your life better by putting every one of you first. Now, there are many youngsters here tonight, many youth, mothers and fathers wondering about what the APNU is offering our young people. As a party, we met with young men and young women from all across Guyana, and we developed the Youth Empowerment Scheme. This initiative is directed to ensuring that every youth in Guyana is given the opportunity to excel at life. It involves direct cash transfers to every student involved in training from a technical institute to the university. Not a stipend that you get every 3 months, but a monthly cash in your hand kind of program of $50,000. Now, some people may say that this does not make much of a difference. But I remember myself as a young 21-year-old student going to the University of Guyana, traveling daily and finding it difficult to pay for traveling plus pay for the handouts at the university. Life was hard. So we want to end this kind of hardship for our students, and they will tell you, look, the Ministry of Education will say, look, education is free at the University of Guyana, but it's not, it's just the fees that they're paying. You still got to pay for the books. You still have to pay for the notes, and you still have to pay for your transportation. Now, I know that some of you might be saying right now, but Travon, them boys, they give we gold. And with it, we get in degrees from sitting down right at home. And this is true. Many Guyanese are in possession of these certificates. But you know what? Some of them can't find no job. They're sitting at home, highly qualified with their PhDs, and still have to mind chickens. Nothing is wrong with minding chickens. But you did the program in hope that you will get a good paying job, and you still can't get it. Personally, my philosophy is that every Guyanese is a millionaire. That's my personal philosophy. The days of poverty should be long gone. And under Aubrey Norton, Joretta Fernandes, and the APNU, we will eradicate poverty from the Guyanese household and society. My time is up. But I want to say this before I get down. We won't be given opportunities to the beatens only. We'll be giving opportunities to every Guyanese. And we'll be providing free transportation to our school children so that the likelihood of that thing that happened in June where a bus driver kidnapped a 13-year-old girl, that would be long gone. You know, I have long said that the quality of a society is determined by how we treat the most vulnerable. And there is no other glaring evidence of how poor our society is under the PPP than what transpired with Adriana Young, where the authority was more concerned about protecting the privacy of those who are at the hotel than finding this missing 11-year-old. This would never have happened under an APNU government, and it will never happen again. In closing, I want to say this, that the APNU is the only party that is headed by a man who has no history of corruption, and you've heard it tonight. A father who knows what it is to fear for his children's lives, but also to provide the support to help them to be able to be true to themselves. We are led by a man who will never rest until poverty is eradicated from all of Guyana. When the child swimming in the black waters of Blackbush Polder or navigating the waters of the Barima River to get to school has the same opportunities as the first child living in State House, where every side is the best side, where mothers are not scared to let their children play outside, where fathers are not worried that their hard work will not be enough to care for their family, where the youth does not feel so daunted about their future that they turn to drugs and alcohol. No, with Aubrey C. Norton, Jaretha, and the APNU, we will rebuild this nation. We will raise the standard of living, and we will ease the cost of living. We will put you first. But here's the catch. Here's the catch. You must want it. You must dream of it. And you must pursue it like our ancestors did, like I have done, like every candidate has done. And you must declare it with your ballot on September 1st. The cup is worn. The cup is rusty. It is filled with deceit. The cup is filled with poison Kool-Aid. But the palm of the hand is waiting to lift you up. The palm of the hand is here to raise you up. I beg you, Bagotville, choose the palm. Put yourself first. Secure your true emancipation on September 1st. Vote APNU. Thank you.
Ready time to remove the cuss. Ready time to remove the cuss. Ladies and gentlemen, Guyana massive. The time done reach. We ready time to remove the cuss. Them copy with plans, but always spin round. Talk about progress, but the people.
This evening, I'm proud and have honor of introducing Dr. Terence Campbell, who was present here. My next guest of speaker would be Mr. Dexter Todd.
If you think I'm foolish, ain't nobody crazy.
All right. Bagotville, good night. When people say that I am home, I am home. Region 3 is home. They usually say that the west side is the best side. And there is a reason why they say the west side is the best side. From a child growing up, I have always known and I have always seen demonstrated that Region 3 people don't take nonsense. I know for a fact that Region 3 people speak their mind and they call spade a spade. They don't sugarcoat nothing.
And that is why tonight we must understand the task that is ahead of us. We must understand what the PPPC is attempting to do in Region 3 and in Guyana. They have one motive, and that motive is to play with your mind. You see all them young people who running and jumping and looking for a little money all over the place. They like that. They're sitting by and they're smiling and they're laughing. You know why they're laughing? Because our young people are not looking at content. They are not taking time to read. They think that this fast money life is going to work. And that is the trick that the wind is attempting to do. It is attempting to tell them that you don't have to work for nothing. You don't have to educate yourself. You're going to get money. It is lie. It is lie. You know why it's lie? Because spending your own money and spending the state's money is two different things. And when you spend the state money, you have to have accountability. And it is that accountability that the PPP don't have. They have not given us as a country value for money. They want to tell you, look at what they're doing. You see, they think that we are fools. They think that we will not notice what they are up to and what they have been doing. But we know exactly what they have been doing. They're doing projects all over the place, roads all over the place. They're just spending money, but no quality, no value for money. The last time I checked, our debt in this state, monies that we have to pay back, runs over $5 billion US. Ladies and gentlemen, Bagotville, there is no free money. You have to pay that back with your taxes. Your children have to pay that back. Your children's children have to pay that back. Your children's children's children have to pay that back. In this oil-rich country, in 6 months, the PPP went to Parliament and got $1.38 trillion in 6 months. Where the money gone? Where the money spent? And at the end of 6 months, they went back for a supplementary budget of $50-something billion. I am telling you, this, what we have been witnessing in this country, cannot. I know the Speaker of the National Assembly say they can't use the word corruption there. We will use it in the People's Parliament until, and we will call spade a spade. We will call corruption as we see it. Don't bother with this one Guyana slogan. We don't know about that. What we know about is one people, one nation, one destiny. There will be no one Guyana when one of their own is alleged to have raped a Amerindian girl and she is hidden from the lawyer, from everybody who wanted to help, and she remains hidden until she changes her mind. There is no one Guyana. There is no one Guyana. When you are accused of such an offense, sometimes a very trivial offense, and you have to spend 72 hours in the lockups without bail. One Guyana, you want to talk about one Guyana? One Guyana is where all people under the law must be facing the same judgment. It is not where you protect your friends, your families, and your cronies from facing the law, but the ordinary man gets to face the full blunt of the law. If we sit down in this country and allow this to continue, we have nobody else to blame but ourselves. We have a strong message, and the strong message that we have is that for Guyana to grow, the people must and not go halfway. They must go all the way. They must never see again office. You know, when I was asked to join and to serve, there was no question in my mind as to what my answer must be. Because I had made up my mind long before. When Comrade Aubrey Norton did one thing, he refused to shake somebody's hand. And then I listened to his explanation. His explanation is that I will not shake the oppressor's hand. The person who are oppressing the people, the person who are oppressing you, the person who is oppressing me. That demonstrated to me right there and then that this is a man not thinking about himself. He's not thinking about his personal advancement like what many others did. And I see some of them running out and calling the PNC a snake. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. There is no party, and let me tell you something. One of the things they can't fool us with, they can't fool us with what the PNC has done and what the PPP has done. They can't fool us. For as long as we know ourselves, it has been the two parties. And one of the things that we have recognized is that the political philosophy of the PNU, which is equally a part of the APNU, has been solid. There has always been equality for people. There has always been fairness. There has always been justice. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a party of empty promises. This is a party that understands the needs of the people of this country. This is a party led by Aubrey Compton Norton that understands how to lead. And that is why, you see one of the things you got to know, and I want you to take this message to every single person in your household. This is not only a message for you out here. This is not only a message for you watching on Facebook. This is a message for every household. And the message is very, very clear. 3% of our people will be the center. This is a people who are going to be put first. The PPP, you can't trust the PPP to put you first. Look what the PPP did with the pensioners. Look what they did. Look what they did with the grant. We had old people line up in a line, long lines. Some got to be pushed by wheelchair. Some stand up, no seat, no arrangement. There was no care for our people. And the APNU will not only give $100,000 to our old age pensioners, you will be respected. You will be respected. And it's not only an issue of giving grants. Imagine, and that is one of the lies that they told us. Every time you go to take out a grant, you got to take out picture. It's just a picture. Everywhere is picture. So that they can post you all over the place. But you know what they're trying to do? You and I must understand that by doing that, what they were attempting to do is to play with our psyche. You must recognize that is the PPP giving you. You know, like if you're giving a little crumbs to dogs and animals, they're just feeding you. None of them took the time to explain to the people of this country that that money belonged to you. It was our money. Every Thursday, groups of African Guyanese have to meet at a particular office on Lob Street just to take out a picture, to hear your plan. And if you don't want to take out your picture, we don't want to hear your plan. That is an attempt to play with our psyche so that you can see that African Guyanese and other Guyanese of this society are being, that attention is being given to them by the PPPC. That is a lie. That is a lie. You must look carefully. This PPP government doesn't respect at all professionals in this country. They don't respect professionals. They don't respect professional opinions. They seek in every attempt to undermine professionals in this country, because their motive is to create a one-party state. So that if you're not PPP, then you're in some good, then you're in right. And the lies they have been telling you is that the PNC and the APNU, that they must come to you for robbing this country of democracy. That is a lie. That is a lie. You must be emboldened enough to tell them if they have their facts, bring your facts. Bring your facts. You want to say that the APNU rigged the last election? Bring your facts. Because we know that they still have the 40 boxes that they had the requisite documents for. And not because you get out the court system, because of a technicality. You get out the court system because one of the party's leader was not served. And because of that, the case dropped. So you never got to establish in a court that anybody rigged no elections. So you and I must allow all the people within our gathering to know the truth and to stop allowing the PPP to spread lies. We don't have to apologize them for nothing. They are the riggers. They are the riggers. They are the people who are corrupt. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, and I want you to listen to me very carefully. These elections You know, we like to say, every election, we like to say, this is the election of the elections. But let me tell you something. If there was ever a time for you to mobilize, for you to work seriously to ensure that every person within your community, within your circle, are prepared to put this nasty PPPC out of government is no. Is no. You have heard about the Adriana Young's case 20 times tonight. There are things I can't say to you as the lawyer, but let me tell you something. You are not fools. All of us watched how that incident unfolded. And still to this day, they try to insult our intelligence. Still to this day, there was every attempt made by this administration to frustrate a clean and independent investigation. Let me tell you something. Under this incoming government, the APNU, there will be justice served in that manner. So we send a clear message to all persons who have been involved, including the police who have covered up. Start to write your statement of the truth and put it on your desk. Because I want to tell you clear, and I like to speak the language we understand, and we understand in this region when we say it's going to be trouble in the camp. Trouble in the camp. Because let me tell you something. Nobody under the APNU's government will be allowed to thwart the law, will be allowed to violate the law, will be allowed to insult the law. And no one in this country will feel as though you are a second-class citizen. You will feel protected by the law. You will feel protected by your government because you will have a government that cares. You will have a government that understands, and you will have a government that is in touch with the needs of the society. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, finally let me say to you, this country, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this stage calling upon all the injustices which have occurred in this country. You know them. You know them by name. And those are the live instances. Those are the parts of what you must take to your people in your community. Though you see us working, this is not time for us alone to work. Every one of you must get on board. This must be a mighty army. I want you to lift your palm all over. This must be a mighty army. And this is a mighty force. Because you know what this hand stands for? This hand demonstrates. Stop the nonsense that you have been doing in this country. Stop the violation of our rights. Stop the human rights violations. Stop the injustices. Stop the poverty that you have brought our people under. Stop it. This must be your sign. When you hear people talk foolishness about the party, stop. Because this you gotta show them. Show them the palm. And some of you Some of you got a bigger palm than me, so you must skin it out. Big palm. Stop it. This is a stopper. This is a stopper for injustices. We want to say to you, the plans of the APNU under the leadership of Comrade Aubrey Norton and our prime ministerial candidate, Mrs. Fernandez, is great. We have people that you can trust. We have intelligent people. Intelligent people. No more. I know one man called me on his Thursday program. He called me. Who remember the word? Who remember the word? Mediocre. He called me a mediocre lawyer. I dare the PPPC to bring the qualifications of any of their members. From the president come right down. President come right down. President come right down. None of them. But you see the problem in this country, if you're not politically correct with your message, then you are an enemy of the government. You're an enemy of the PPP. And therefore they come after you. It was an insult. It was an insult. I coordinate forensics for the entire Africa of over 54 countries in the continent. And I am selected as the lead. And I'm coordinating for them. A couple weeks ago, I came out of Cameroon. In another couple of weeks, I go for 2 days in Gambia. Ministers of government sit. Police commissioners sit. As I bring together experts in legal forensic research. And because I am telling them the truth, they don't like that. They don't like that. So I must, and that is the thing about professionals in this country. The minute you go outside and you qualify yourself and you come back, you must shut your mouth. Because if you're not a part of them, they're coming after you. That will not occur anymore under the APN government. Not more. We will respect professionals. We will respect opinions. And we will use it for the betterment of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I say to you tonight, we have just one opportunity, September 1st, to change this country. And we cannot fail. We cannot fail. We will not fail. We will mobilize ourselves. We will get into every rum shop. We will get into every restaurant. We will get into every marketplace. And we will sell the message, which is clear. We have the pamphlets. Don't leave without the pamphlet. Don't leave it without couple. Put it in your hands. Read it. Because that is one of the problems. Young people are not reading. They're not reading. And you must know that this is the best, this is the only option for Guyana. So for Guyana to go, the PPP must, I thank you.
If you think I'm foolish, ain't nobody playing. I vote in a mood. No one else but I do. You could come with contract, money and distraction, but I ain't gonna lose my mind just to please the faction. I vote in a mood. No one else but I do. They tell me, sign in.
Comrades, it is my distinct privilege and honor to introduce to you our next prime ministerial candidate, our Prime Minister from September 2nd, Ms. Julita Fernand.
I'm so good with this. I remind you I'm so good with this.
All right, good night, everybody. Good night. It's always a privilege to come out and speak with you wonderful people, because you're why we're here, you're why we're doing this, and tonight is no exception. I want to say 2 short words before I allow this energy to continue here tonight. And I want to say that when you hear all politics is local, it means that when we stand here on this stage, in every single community, we can tell you that we acknowledge the issues that are here, that you are living and facing every single day. And I want to tell you that when we talk about people-centered development, when you look straight down the canal road, and when you look around at the market areas, and you see your neighbors, your friends, your families struggling to make ends meet, when you're seeing the fruits and the vegetable vendors out there struggling, and persons passing from nowhere, coming in from nowhere, and benefiting and thriving because they get the advantage over you, we are saying that we're going to change that, because we are people-centered, and we want to make sure all the women that sells along here and down the canal road here gets the benefit of this country. And I want to tell you that there are so many issues, and one particular thing I want to point out. Anyone that lives here would know that there are 3 little children, 3 baby children under 10 years old that walk this street on a daily basis, begging house to house, looking for a meal every single day. And it is the residents in these communities that has to step out and give assistance. This is what we mean when we say politics is local, because we understand the issues, and we are here because we have crafted policies that are going to fix these things. You have been left behind, and it is your time to get up and to get what belongs to you. When we talk about development, we want to make sure that you all are part of that development. That's why we say we're going to put money in your pocket. We are saying you're going to have $100,000 and you're not going to have to look like you're begging for it. We are saying that all age pensioners are going to get $100,000 every month. Not once a year, every single month. We are saying that we're going to make sure that your children get $120,000 every year. These are the things we want to put money in your pocket. We want to make sure that you get proper jobs. We want to make sure that the development bank is here so that the small businesses can grow, so that you can compete with the big businesses that are coming here and taking over too. We want to make sure that you understand that this is your time. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just here for an introduction, but you know the politicians. When we see a mic, we gotta say a few words. So tonight, continue to represent. And as I leave here now, I want to say one thing. I want to speak to the first-time voters, because a lot of you I see standing along in the background there, persons that never voted before. And I want to tell you that we were there where you are. I was once there. I was a first-time voter also. And when I went out to the poll, I had to make a decision that is going to impact my life, not just for today, but for the future as well. And we are telling you that forget about any hype. Forget about any fancy glamour. We are telling you that policies are what will take you further. Strong policies that are crafted to make sure that you benefit. Policies that will make sure that your family will benefit. So when you go out there as first-time voters, this is your opportunity to say, I am making a difference today for my life and for the lives of my children and for the lives of my grandparents and for the lives of the public servants that's living in my homes. I want to tell you that when you go out there, you have to vote for the APNU coalition because we are the only set of people that has crafted policies that are people-centered, that will be there to make sure that you benefit from the resources of this nation. So as my colleague said before, we are going to pan them out. We are going to make sure that you benefit. This is your time. This is our time. So we are voting APNU. All right. Thank you, guys.
We're the time to remove the cuss. We're the time to remove the cuss. Ladies and gentlemen, Guyana massive. The time doesn't reach. We ready time to remove.
Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, the moment you have all been waiting for, our president, the next president. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Mr. President Aubrey Compton Norton.
God is the greatest. No matter what you're going through, count your blessings now. Well, today is a new day. Give thanks to life.
Good evening, Bagotville. Good evening, Bagotville. Good evening, Region 3.
We are governed by the most incompetent and dishonest set of people this country has seen. I went to the square of the revolution on the 6th of July, and I said then that Guyana has a problem in terms of treating people with dialysis. Sorry, treating people with kidney problems because they can't afford dialysis. And I said then that we will establish dialysis centers across the country so that people who are suffering can obtain treatment. There is a child 1 year old that is suffering from dialysis, from kidney problems. But you know, after I said that, the man who got certificates from university not known, the man who knows no honesty and has to his acclaim 19 fraud charges, went and began to harass kidney patients, asking them to endorse him and that he will meet them Monday coming and pronounce on this issue of kidney problems and dialysis. I say to Irfan, it is okay to thief our ideas. It is not the first time you would have done it. You have no brain of your own, as is evident when Jack Dio speaks. But it is out of place to use sick people to achieve political objectives. When I said then that we will set up those centers, is because I was engaging people who have kidney problems and cannot afford the treatment. And therefore, I thought if decency had characterized you and you moved away from normally being dishonest, you would have merely said to them, we made a mistake, we didn't think about it, and we will do it. But no, you're big and bad. You must go and bully even the sick. You know, when bullying becomes part of your culture, it is difficult to change it. They have this country living in fear. You imagine a government employee has to be afraid for what they put on Facebook, or else they go the next day and either suspend them and fire them. And they have an alleged rapist named Dharamlal writing all kinds of nonsense, and they will not say anything to him. It's a manifestation of the crisis in the People's Progressive Party. We have to get rid of them. I want you to understand what the People's Progressive Party has done to this country. They take the wealth of this country, give it to themselves, their family, their friends, and their favorites. But the people of this country, they push into poverty. Everywhere you turn, it's a beggar. Thanks to the People's Progressive Party. They study beggarology. That's what he got his doctorate in. His doctorate is in beggarology. He is making Guyanese beggars. But you must understand why they are pushing people in poverty. They are pushing people in poverty because they believe with poverty they can control them. They believe with poverty they will want. So a leopard that can't change the spots could come and tell them, I can give you from what I got. Don't be fooled. A leopard doesn't change its spots. If you're thieving then, you're going to thief in the future. Let us be clear. The only political party that has outlined a clear vision for young people is the APNU. We have said, we will revamp the education system. We will ensure we train more teachers, give them a livable income. And what I'm about to say now, I bet you're going to say it at the next meeting. The class sizes in the schools are too large. We will bring them to a manageable size. We will train the teachers and ensure that children can get proper teaching. We will pay the teachers so they want to stay in the job and they can live a comfortable life. We need to be very clear. The solution to a lot of our young people not having skills is not taking a 10,000 here from a leopard or 10,000 here from a thief in the cup. The solution lies in a comprehensive program of teaching our young people and giving them skills. And we in the APNU say to you, we will give you the skills you need to live a decent life and mind your family. That is what we promise you to do. We're promising you we can get 20,000 and then we forget you after. We are saying to you that we will develop a proper healthcare system. A man served at the airport for years, took in and went to the hospital. And the hospital can't do an MRI. They got to send the person to St. Joseph's. What is the PPP telling us? when they spend billions on a hospital and inside the hospital don't have one thing except a dumb minister named Frank Anthony. Every time Anthony opens his mouth, he should be ashamed. A hospital is not a building. It is the service you get inside the hospital. A building can't stop you from dying. A doctor might be able to. A building can't stop you from dying. A nurse might be able to help. And so when you put all of these buildings, no doctor, no nurse, then you cannot expect to have good results. In fact, the whole government should move in the hospital because they are all patients. All of them should be in a hospital. They are all patients. Even those that claim they are doctors, they are patients. We need a system in which we put qualified people into the hospitals so they can make a difference, so they can serve our people. And we say this to you. We don't only want to correct the problem. In government, we will do preventive medicine. We will have an education program to tell you what you need to do at the nutritional level. We will provide you with a livable income so you can buy the things you need to be healthy. That is what we are talking about. The bald-head rat. Every Thursday, he comes, he lifts up his frock and he abuses. Abusing cannot solve the problems of Guyana. Tell you when he come next Thursday, let him tell us what is the solution he has to end the corruption of he and his cronies. I had the laugh of my life. Jack Day says that Azruddin is the most corrupt person in the world. You help me laugh. Y'all help me laugh. If Jack Day had the opportunity to do it, he would have thief his shadow. But because when he moved, his shadows survived. You are so corrupt, Barra Jack Day. You should not be calling anybody corrupt except you stand in front of your fan. The most corrupt regime this country has seen is the PPP. No other regime you have seen ministers, presidents amass as much wealth. I said to Jack Day and finally, take the wealth you have, take the property you have, and put it against your legal income. And if it will justify it, I won't run no more. Because you cannot. When puss jump your hand, you just get rich at the expense of the people. The People's Progressive Party spends a lot of time getting rich at the expense of people. We are saying to you, we are going to put the wealth of this country in the hands of the people of Guyana, in service of the people of Guyana. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable to have as much resources coming from oil and we have over 50% poverty. And they keep saying they delivered on their promises. But I tell you, when you could lie bare face, you're a Jack Dew. The man is a big pathological liar. He said they delivered all the promises. Let me remind you, he
promise 50,000 jobs and deliver a couple thousand 10-day workers at 40,000 a month. 40,000 a month. If you put the PPP government to live on 40,000 a month, they would leave the work. Because they know no one can't. But they are well prepared to punish the people of this country while they enjoy their lives. Some of them got so much money, they're going to take the fat out of the guts. We can't. You go to Georgetown Hospital, the X-ray machine ain't working, but they got enough resources to take things out the guts. This must come to an end. The People's Progressive Party has shown no interest in the people of Guyana. They give the friend money to do this and to do that. Ask the critic, he get rich without working. Get rich without working. And don't forget, I want y'all forget, they are not enemies that just fall out. Tell the young people that they are not enemies that just fall out. Because they might be expected to be protected, but Jagdeo and Irfan know if they give you protection, they're going in the next direction. And so they were compelled to fall out with him. And so our young people must not be fooled. Take what they have to offer, whether they are government or leopard. Take it. It's your money. One thief in it present, one take it before. And so we need to be very clear in our minds. Very, very clear. We promise you we will return honesty to government in Guyana. Whenever the PPP leadership hears the word honesty, they tremble. They frighten. You know when you want to scare thief, man, you just put light around your house. Well, honesty and transparency is like light around the house. Because they know people seeing through them. My friends, the People's Progressive Party has shown that they lack the ability to govern this country and govern it properly. They have shown that their only interest is protecting themselves. When you see them do what they did to Adriana Young, you know full well that those who are involved and were wealthy and are wealthy called the police and the police responded. But they had no interest in justice. If they had an interest in justice, Jagdeo would have been in jail. The first time in my life I heard this man stammer is when a journalist asked if he knows Sue. He said, Sue. And in his face, you saw the guilt. Go back and look at the video. You know when thief man get confronted and he dead there, he say that he trembling because he knew it was true. I noticed he picking up a thing but telling people me he's friend. I keep friends with decent people. And Jagdeo does not qualify to be a friend. I want to say this to you. We have put together a team of professionals that are competent. We promise you to run a decent and competent government. I want to say to all ethnic groups in this country, we believe that once the resources of this country is shared with all Guyanese without prejudice, we will begin to solve the ethnic race problem. And we promise you to do that. We believe that the government continues to push the ethnic problem because they believe once one group is afraid of another group, they will vote based on race. We are saying to you, there is nothing for you to fear, for every Guyanese will get their right share. No ethnic group must fear. Every ethnic group is going to get their right share. But you see, they cannot do that. If you want to get rich and fly to Dubai and all about the place, your first focus gonna be thieving money. And so we should not fool ourselves. This government can't change. We have to change them. Come the 1st of September, we will put our X next to the palm and ensure that there is a new government. Guyana has no hope under the People's Progressive Party. We talk about digitalizing Guyana at a press conference earlier. By the time we know it, Irfan talking about a digital school. The only thing he ain't copying is people's brains. Because anyhow, a good brain can't fit in the head. But what he doesn't know is if you have a population in which a large percentage is illiterate, how are you going to digitalize? How are they going to read the things? And so we said to you, as a government, one of the first tasks we will undertake is a national literacy program so that we could train a lot of those persons who cannot read and write. When the PPP talks about delivering, they must remember that they deliver a set of illiterates. No fault of the young people. It is the incompetence of them like Manik Chan. You know, we are saying to you, she might be your best friend, but she ain't got good sense. We're saying to you that we want to go back to the base of this society and train our people right up until we have a literate, functioning society. And then the one Joe Hamilton, Polari Joe, had the temerity to say how we don't want to work, and that's why the Spanish working. He must know why the Spanish working. He's probably excited by Spanish. We believe that if our young people are given the opportunity, they will take it. And we promise you that we will deliver to our young people. We're saying to you, we are going to put them in mining. By the time I said we will give limited concessions to young people, 1 week after Irfan and Jack, they were saying it. The two chap them ain't got a brain of their own. I think they just put people for sit down and listen what the APNU say, and then come back and say it. So, we happy that they're listening to we. We ain't happy that they're thieving we ideas, but we happy that the people of Guyana will vote them out on September 1st. My friends, we are not against public works and infrastructure. I want to make it very clear. We would like to see a modern Guyana. Were we building that thing what they call Heroes Highway? I believe in government. We can change the name and build a proper highway for your heroes. That is, we're renaming that Embarrassment Highway. And if you believe over so bad, try Schooner to Crane.
I call the one abortion road. If you're broke and you got somebody who are pregnant and you want to know you want to get rid of the child, drive the road. That is abortion road. I said to them before on the streets in this country, I could have walked in my vehicle reading files, reading documents. When you go on these roads with these chap bill, your words jumping in front of you like his athlete. We're saying to you, don't be carried away. They are wasting our money. They are wasting more than 40% of our money. And they ask, how we can pay for the things we say we can do? Well, we tell you, we can cut your teeth for you. We can end your wastage, and we will have enough to pay for every program. I want you to tell me, this government took 1.3 and then I think 60, all right, let me call it 1.4 billion Guyana dollars for a budget. Are you feeling it? Do you feel that there was 1 point something billion in trillion, trillion? You know, I'm accustomed to being frugal, not to spend wild like the government. And that is why you probably end up saying billion, but it's trillions. But do you feel the trillions? Do you feel like you are benefiting from a $1 trillion economy? So it is obvious to you and me that it's a mechanism for corruption, and we have to end it. You know, every time I see them turn up at the airport to greet a successful sportsman, I wish I could have lashed them in the head from far. Sportsmen in this country, and I'll remind you all, you know, I went on a program with a young man and discussed what we will do with sports. And I bemoan the fact that these idiots are taking all the school grounds and putting building rather than leave recreation for play. Hear what dumb Irfan Ali will say. From the next term, we are going to, introduce recreation and sport every Friday afternoon. Is what part of Mars he dropped from. Where the children and play, they have no place to play because this government lacks vision. They do not understand the importance of recreation and sport. And so they destroyed all the grounds. They got a little imp named Charles Ranson. Everything you wrong. Travel this country and see how many grounds they dig up and have not completed. And how you know they're corrupt? You want me to give another exercise to prove they're corrupt? I think they pay somebody for bringing floodlights. So even before the ground was set of floodlights on. I don't know if they believe it's an aeroplane sport, they ain't got touch ground. There's that kind of incompetence. And so we're saying to you, we will ensure our sportsmen and women are taken care of. We said if they're going overseas, they will be sponsored by the government. And we want control their life. All we want them to do is get a good life in sport. We have said that we will give them a livable income. Them and their coaches. It is sad to see young people always across this country with a paper begging for sponsorship to go and represent Guyana. And when them little chap done beg the soul case out, you come at the airport smiling. And when you look at Ramsey, you know he's a lost case when it comes to sport. This government hasn't even prioritized sport to decide which sport needs to be lifted, which sports we need to put resources in. They do nothing of the sort. Well, I know they like cricket. Main thing they like cricket, they like control the cricket so they could give people tickets and they're going to hug them up like if people like them. That's what they like. They don't like cricket. If they didn't like cricket, you'd have got proper cricket grounds across this country. If they didn't like cricket, you would have had proper clinics to teach people to play cricket. The only thing they like is the pocket. It's pocket, walla, and walla pocket. Everything for them has to go in their pockets. And so, we promise you we will transform sport in this country because we believe sport is a good ambassador. And if you have proper sports team, the profile of your country will be lifted. And so you must look forward to a better sports program in this country. My friends, every time I come out of a village and I see women in security guard clothes going to work, I sometimes stop them and ask them who is staying with their children. And many times it's a child protecting a child. We say, they like to say we did nothing. Without oil money, we built 6 state-of-the-art early childhood centers in Guyana. And we're saying to you, we will seek to put in every community an early childhood center with a night shift. So people who work at night, especially single women, can leave their children with professionals and don't have to worry if by any chance they will end up like Adriana Young. They wouldn't. It is well established. It is well established that when children are brought up correctly with the correct training, you get a better society. But this government isn't interested in that. And attacking Langton, I got plenty for respond to. Because that's what they do. Sit down, listen, and change up the words. But we really need early childhood centers all across the country. I want to speak to the Guyana Police Force. It is a sad and bad thing to know who commit a crime and you arrest somebody else. And we are well aware that there are certain rogue elements in the Guyana Police Force who take instruction to lock up innocent people, children. I want to remind you, y'all got children, and you wouldn't want it to happen. Do not take the instruction of the rich, mighty, and powerful and place innocent people in the lockups. It's bad, and it should come to an end. And for those who they are telling we did nothing, let me remind you, Bagotville, all the villages, let me remind you, between 2015 to 2020, we had reduced crime, and the police was stopped from running into a community and arresting people for no reason at all. And if it is one thing we did, we began to bring back justice to this country. And under the APNU, there will be justice. I said in Melanie, and I repeat it here, this government shows no real interest in our joint services. A lot of times, when our police and soldiers retire at that young age, they really can do nothing else. And we're saying to you that we will have programs to ensure soldiers and policemen get technical and other training while serving in the Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Defense Force. We will prepare them for a life after military service. My friends, you know, if you raise an economic issue with the bald rat, He doesn't answer the question. He abuses. This country has one of the highest cost of living. But he never comes to tell us what he will do to lower the cost of living. He always coming for tacky neighbor business, but you know your own business. We're saying to you that an APNU government will reduce the cost of living while simultaneously increasing your wages and salaries. And we said to you that as we raise the cost of living, we're going to promote agriculture in every region to ease the pressure on local agricultural produce so that the cost can come down or stabilize. That is what we want to hear Jack Day doing, not calling people low life. We want to hear them outline the measures that will deliver to you. We are going to put more money into small business, micro business, for both grants and soft loans, because we believe that if our young people have access to grants and loans and they can develop business and we support the business, then Guyana will do better. And so we promise you we will focus on the development of micro and small businesses. You know, one of the everyday complaints I get is people coming to say they apply for social assistance, the minister ain't like me, so I ain't get. Or somebody close to the ministry don't like me and I ain't get. I want to say this to you. Social assistance is a right for people who need it. It's a right. And what we will do is put clear rules and regulations and criteria. So once you're entitled to your social assistance, you will get it. We will also do the same for people with disabilities. We intend to develop the special needs they have in the schools and in the country, because we believe many people with disabilities, they have abilities that can be utilized to develop this country. And so what we will do is create the environment for them to be able to function. My friends, we have an election to win. I want you to sit down and imagine 1 month after 1st of September. Yeah. I want you to sit and imagine 1 month after the elections with a PPP government. Remember, in the first month, they killed the Henry boys. Remember the things they did. And then I want you to remember one thing. 1992, 2015, they did bad. 2020 to 2025, they get worse. No, they will worse. You're going to have to make a word for describe them. And therefore, we are obligated to go from house to house and speak to people on why they should vote for the APNU. We have better policies. We will restore law and order. We will give them a livable income. We will improve the quality of life. And that is what you should be voting for. So, comrades, see yourself as part of the struggle. See yourself as working for the future, for your children. That is what matters. And so, I want you to join this campaign. You can campaign at home. You can campaign at the street corner. You can campaign in your family. And when you campaign for us, you are campaigning for betterment.
When you campaign for the APNU, you are campaigning for your children. When you campaign for the APNU, you are campaigning for yourself. We need to end this corruption, this incompetence, and this deceit. You know, the English language does not have superlatives to describe this government. That's why I end up with Wasaurus. But I'm now looking for one Wasaurus than Wasaurus. We are not joking when we say if Guyana is to grow, the PPP must go. It is the only option. Don't worry, the others who come going on like if they could rescue we. They can't rescue us. In fact, they're in trouble because they rob us. And so we must not be fooled. We must be focused. We must be clear that the best political party in these elections is the APNU. And we are about to have a new dawn. We are about to have a new dawn. We are about to have the first indigenous prime minister in this country. So, my friends, we say to you, we have put together a good team. I want to ask Dr. Terence Campbell to come to the stage. We have worked together because we believe he can play a significant role in help us to manage this country, especially our economy. You're going to hear from him on the campaign trail, but I wish you to give him a round of applause and welcome him to the APNU. Thank you, Dr. Campbell.
Thank you, Comrade President.
Comrades, as we move across this country, we will display the talent at our disposal. And you will observe one thing about all of them. They could pronounce words. They ain't got to say repair. I have never seen a man repair reparation so many times. The man, so useless. He goes to the American embassy at a function, and whoever wrote the speech put the tenets of democracy, and the man said the tenets of democracy. That is what we have leading us. I want to urge you to encourage everyone to come out and vote. I want to urge you to come out and vote on September 1st. Put your X next to the palm and let us guarantee victory and take the reins of government in this country. I thank you.
If you think I'm foolish, ain't nobody waiting. I voting I know. No one else but I know. You could come with contract, money and distraction, but I ain't gonna lose my mind just to please them.
Comrades, I thank you very much for coming and listening to our next president. Come September the 3rd when he takes office. The 2nd of September we take office. President Aubrey Compton Norton. Thank you. God bless you.
Rise Guyana shine. Together we build, now is the time. With Aubrey strong and heart so true, we're rising up. It's me and you. Vote APNU for justice, care for every family, everywhere. For jobs, for schools, for brighter days, for youth and day. for? APNU. Who gon' lift you more? APNU. Who gon' care for all? APNU. Stand up tall and vote. APNU. APNU, you, go, 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 go. Hey, APNU, you.